All right, so let's get into Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, girl. Oh. So members only, okay? Y'all know I do my Love and Marriage Huntsville. Before we get into that, you know we do my members onlys with Love and Marriage Huntsville, Bell Collective. So if you want to see my reviews of that show, that is where you can find it, behind my paywall, because Love and Marriage Huntsville fans do too much, and I'm not about to be arguing with nobody. And the cast members, you know, that love to act like people are always attacking them, you're not gonna add me to that, bitch. You gotta come pay to hear me talk about you, okay? But I saw a lot of shit going on with the Love and Marriage Huntsville people, and this is just the main thing that I want to get off my chest about it. So let's go ahead and listen.
All the Bell Collective girls, Latrice, you have the strongest fan base. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Girl, go block all your coworkers. Just go block them.
If one of your fans decided to go to the Letitia Pearson Enterprises,
hey, Cynthia,
and harass her, what would
I'm gonna get into the super chats when I'm done, just so y'all know.
What you do, and would you say to your fan base to stop?
Okay. So we're at on the show now, season 5, episode 2. Mm-hmm. In this moment, if a fan came to Letitia Pearson's office, I mean, Carlos, I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't care. Like, that's just me, because I know the girls have done so much to me. To me, you deserve it. Like, the fans see, the fans know. You know, the fans can react the way that they want to react. Like, I can't sit here and tell a person, hey, don't do this, don't do that. Of course, you know, I'm never a violent person. I don't indulge in violence or anything of that nature. But if one of my fans took it upon themselves to go to one of their business, so what? You better know how to fight.
Oh, you better know how to call the police and lock it up.
Destiny, how do you feel about that?
I strongly disagree, especially being on the receiving end of fans showing up at my business, showing up at my house. Like, it's just not okay.
You know why I wanted to talk about this? Because Destiny is up here arguing on behalf of Stormi and the fact that Mel should have said something to her fans. And I just want to point out that Destiny's example of that is somebody that doesn't like Mel. Y'all are acting like the millimeters are the ones that are doing all of this. But Destiny, your example was Anthony Lofty's, who is not a millimeter, who can't stand Mel. So I'm just confused on why it is that you are attaching what happened with you to the millimeters when that was somebody that can't stand Mel. And not only that, but Stormi, from what I understand, from what y'all tell me on the internet, I could be wrong because I don't be paying attention that closely. Stormi and Anthony Lofty's have some type of relationship and they're cool. So if we're really upset about fans coming to people's properties, why are we cool with Anthony Lofty's doing it? Is it only an issue when somebody who's a fan of Mel does it? I'm just trying to figure it out. And I wanted to compare this to the P&B Rock story. Because this is what Jamie was saying. Y'all want Nicki Minaj to be held accountable for her fans and shit like that. And I was like, to me, it's more so because Nicki does things to incite shit and her fans just pick it up and carry it on a lot of the times, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Which is not the same thing as y'all doing shit because y'all don't like somebody who doesn't like Mel and Mel just not saying anything to disparage it. To me, that's not the same thing. And I use the example of the P&B Rock situation because Nicki was the one that got online and said that P&B Rock's girlfriend shouldn't have been posting her location, meaning that all of these people then start blaming P&B Rock's girlfriend, baby mama, who was literally there when her baby daddy got killed in front of her, hiding under a fucking table, right? Nicki tweeted that y'all went and attacked P&B Rock's baby mama that just lost her baby daddy right in front of her face. It comes out that had nothing to do with it. The people in the restaurant set him up. They came into the restaurant, nigga ordered food. The food took too long. 40 minutes. It was the people in the restaurant. Nobody was really blaming for real until Nicki sent that out. And when Nicki sent it out, because she's so big and so influential, it really started to pick up more steam and more people were blaming that young woman. And I felt so bad for her because she just went through something so traumatic and now she has the internet blaming her for it. And it stemmed from Nicki Minaj getting on the internet and saying that she shouldn't have been posting pictures of her location and all of that shit. So to me, when somebody actually does something themselves and then it causes this uproar, I think that's different than Black Titanic rolling up on Stormi at her warehouse, them having an exchange of words. Black Titanic says, you threatened me. Now I'm going to go and tell the police you threatened me. Now you get detained. You didn't get arrested. You got detained. You turned yourself in and everything was cleared and you were able to go home. You didn't spend a night in jail. You weren't actually charged with anything. And you get to use that now as a reason for why the millimeters and Mel, you should make a stand, Mel. You should say something. And I know a lot of y'all agree with that. I'm going to tell y'all this. Nobody on that cast speaks up for Mel when it comes to Martell. The harassing communications that Stormi was talking about was literally Martell threatening to put out revenge porn on Melody. We all know about this, right? That's why he pled guilty and I feel like he pled guilty. So he was charged, convicted of the harassing communications, because he was threatening her with revenge porn. He pled guilty to that. So that wasn't a lie. That wasn't something made up just to harm him. That wasn't something that happened just because, somebody's being messy. The Black Titanic shit was messy shit. Essentially, that lady came to your warehouse. I remember watching that video and I'm like, so you couldn't just go inside, close the door and call the police if you felt in fear? No, you came outside, got on live. You didn't accidentally get on live, bitch. You got on live. You got on live. You threatened that woman on live because you can't control yourself because Betty is your mama. So if you get angry and upset and heightened, you want to start yelling and threatening people and you're a businesswoman. So now you have somebody calling the cops on you when really they antagonize you. If you would have kept your cool, kept your calm, lock your door and call the police, then none of that would have happened. But that's not what you did. What you did was get on live, threaten that lady. That lady called the police. You had to turn yourself in after they put out a warrant. It was taken care of. It was dismissed. It was put to bed. Martell threatened to put out revenge porn through his side chick on Mel. Nobody on the show is talking about it. And you're using it and conflating it as if you're trying to blame Mel. Like, oh, because Mel said that Martell was harassing communications. Now her fans are saying, are saying that I'm harassing communications. Those are two totally different situations. Just because they have the same, little arrest heading does not mean those are the same situations. That's not the same situation. And to me, Melody has been dealing with domestic violence from Martell ever since they divorced. He has stolen money from her. That's financial abuse. He has threatened her. I feel like that's mental and emotional abuse. He has stalked her. That shit illegal. So there are a lot of things that have happened to Mel behind the scenes concerning Martell, and nobody on the show has spoke up about it and said it was wrong. And if anything, y'all have befriended him even more so after the fact. Stormi, you had no prior relationship with Martell, yet you met up with him, and we find out later on that you actually had a relationship with Ariane, which we had no idea about. So for me, if I'm Melody, no, I'm not speaking up for you, bitch, because nobody spoke up for me. Nobody says shit about what Martell is doing right now. You're actually leaving that part out as you bring up harassing communication. You're leaving out the part that my baby daddy, my ex-husband, tried to post a video of me sucking his dick so he could make y'all think I was cheating on him. Nobody is really saying anything about it. Y'all still meeting with Martell. Y'all still filming with Martell. Y'all talking about Trisha fucking Martell. Nell is talking about how sexy Martell is right while I'm sitting at the table. Letitia is asking Trisha about what happened with her and Martell. But we better not ask Sunny about anything concerning her life because it's going to upset Destiny. Y'all are hypocritical as fuck. So if I'm Mel, I don't have to say shit. I'm not going to say shit. And if you would have handled your shit appropriately, that would have never happened to you. Now, I wish Mel would have said that. I wish Mel would have went through the dialogue because we are on a reality show instead of just getting quiet and not saying anything at all. But hey, what am I going to do about that? So for me, I'm glad Stormi left the show. Stormi, please continue to, be successful as a businesswoman like you've been doing. I think that's what you should do. But I do think you should have got your ass off this reality show. Because honestly, you weren't doing that much anyway. Besides, I guess, trying to become the queen bee because you're the other multimillionaire on the show. Girl, you don't have enough going on in your life. Your husband is boring, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. That's a good thing. In real life, it's a good thing that she doesn't have anything going on like that. You were on there for 5 minutes. It was enough for you to build and rebuild your business. Now it's successful. I can't scroll 5 minutes without seeing one of her body glazes and one of them 5,000 flavors on my timeline. So to me, Stormi continue to be successful. She was just on Tamron Hall, during the election. Girl, go and be successful, be a mogul, live your life on your farm with your animals, your son and your husband, girl. Be at peace, okay? Get off the reality show. I'm in agreement with that, okay? But at the end of the day, I feel like Love and Marriage Huntsville is doing what it always does. Make Mel the scapegoat. Make Mel the scapegoat. So I appreciated Latrice in this moment saying, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. If you don't care about what's going on with me, I don't care about what's going on with you. Unless somebody really harms you and I'm called into a court of law to tell the truth about what I saw. Kelsey, I cannot fuck with you. But if I get called into the court of law, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm not going to lie for my friend in a court of law. So don't do nothing you think I'm not. No, I'm not going to lie. If they call me, I'm going to tell exactly what the fuck happened. Principles. Okay? But see, this just regular life shit. No, I'm not defending you to a whole bunch of weird motherfuckers on the internet. It don't matter what I say anyway. So why would I do that? You ain't speak up for me against the nigga that I got to deal with. You went and made friends with him. So no, I don't have anything to say. I do wish Mel would communicate that to everybody so that they would know. But, that's just that on that.
Never okay.
And I don't think that it's in my control or anybody's control on what the fans do. So
I agree with that, but you can take a stance. Like you can say, hey, yo, I'm not with that. I thank you for supporting me. I appreciate you riding out for me, but let's be on the internet, but don't be at people's houses and their businesses. Like that's just not safe.
So piggyback off of what you saying, I understand take a stance, but in the same instance, like my castmates, they know stuff can be blatant lies, and yet they run with it. So where's that stance when you guys have put out a narrative about me, and the fans are like running with that narrative, and this narrative is affecting me, my money, my husband's money, but you guys will not sit there and be like, well, hey, this is not true. So I have nothing, girl.
And I'm gonna have to say this, Latrice. Nobody's going to say it's not true because nobody believes that Cliff isn't abusing you in one way or another. I think a lot of y'all don't know what abuse is, and that's the huge part of the problem. If somebody is not blacking your eye or kicking you in the fucking stomach, you don't think it's abuse. But a nigga could literally tell you, I'm up here and you down here, and you don't see how that's abuse. So yeah, Latrice, I understand why none of the women are coming to the forefront to say, oh, Latrice isn't really being abused, because nobody feels that way. They do feel like you being abused. They just feel like, girl, if you gonna stay with him, I'ma mind my fucking business. But I'm absolutely not gonna come out and say that he's not abusive, because he's been abusive to us with the way he's talked to us. He's been verbally abusive. There are different types of abuse, people. Google it. But I just wanted to give my opinion on that. Fuck out of here. I ain't defending nobody. You ain't defend me, bitch. So what I'm defending you for?